Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Premier Hotspur with your hosts, Si and Matt.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Premier Hotspur TV. It's your man Simon, North of England's biggest Spurs fan. Yes, guys, we are back again with another fans call-in show, guys. Yes, firstly, guys, if you want to come on and have your say, we have got Vinaj in the background waiting. He was on beforehand. He's waiting in the background to get on. The link is in the description. Get in the description, guys, and the link's in there if you want to come on and have your say. Make sure you smash the like, guys. Subscribe if you already haven't. And today, yet again, we're joined by co-host again, Matt. How are we?
Yeah, all good, mate. Bit of a roller coaster today, but we got over the line, and a win's a win, mate. And we're not we're 1 point behind Arsenal, 3-4 points behind West Ham. So, I think you got to put it into context. But there's a lot of work to do. But he's got some time now. No international breaks. He can really get into these players now, but we already look a bit fitter. I can see that already, but yeah, I'm sure we'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into it. I just think, I don't know, I just can't. Oh dear, I'm normally pumped for these kind of things, but really, first half was just absolutely fucking Nuno days again. Not Conte, but just the players. Me personally, even Conte's facial presence when that goal went in, just when that first half whistle blew, he's like this. I mean, pulling his face like, I've got a fucking challenge on my hands here. I really have. And he knows it. He knows he's got a massive, massive challenge. And I'd love to, I would pay massive bucks, as Michael Bridge said, to be in that dressing room and see what he said at half time, because I'll tell you now, he must have absolutely kicked him up the arse. And he come out the second half a bit better, more intense, more passion. But we'll get into it, Matty. We'll definitely get into it. The guys, as said, me and Matt, when we're fans calling show again, if you want to come on and have your say, link is in the description. So get into the description, guys. The link's at the bottom. You'll see it. The StreamYard link. Click on that and wait your turn to come on. We've got one guy. Derek is in the building already. Good evening, Simon and Matt. I hope you are both well. Winks has played his last game for Spurs, I hope. We'll get into that, Derek. Absolutely, we'll get into that, matey. Matt, let's just get Vinaj. Let's get Vinaj in. We'll get him in a minute. I don't think he's there at the minute. It's just his bedroom. Matt, let's get into it. How bad was that first half, mate?
Yeah, it wasn't great. It was pretty slow and lackadaisical. It was kind of typical Spurs after an international break. I normally find we seem to slow start most international breaks. Seem to not be able to click into gear. But I think it happened with a lot of teams. Over this week, especially West Ham looked sluggish against Wolves. Leicester didn't look great. Arsenal played all right for half an hour and then got slapped 4-0. So, but yeah, I think it is. They're trying to learn a new formation and a new sort of way of playing. I'm kind of glad we went a goal down, to be honest, because I think it maybe shows there is character in this team and there is some passion that he is trying to get every last bit out of them. But no, it was a terrible first half, and but I mean, to be honest, we've started most first halves this season pretty poorly, haven't we? Really, I mean, it's mostly the second half we seem to come on. But you could tell the first half was bad. The crowd was flat. But the players weren't doing anything to get the crowd into the game. So, yeah, no, it wasn't great. But whatever was said in that half-time meeting, they listened, they took it on board. I suppose it's only been 3 weeks. There's been, he hasn't been able to work with all the players at one sort of time. He's got some time now. We've got quite a few games coming up. I'm sure he'll be working out quite a lot of the players soon. But yeah, I think the first half it was pretty shocking first half. But I think you have to give some credit to Leeds as well. I thought Calvin Phillips was superb today.
Yeah, absolutely. As we said there, Matt, yesterday, I went for 4-0. But the back of my head said this is going to be a tight game. Doesn't matter how many players they got out Leeds. Bielsa teams always set up, always on the front foot, attack teams. They're hard to break. They're hard to break down as well. Some days, and it proved today how hard it was to break them down. Kelvin Phillips was absolutely fantastic in there.
Yeah.
And he played as a centre back. He played in the back line today.
Yeah,
and,
he sort of slotted in, didn't he?
And his interview after the game, his facial impression did not like that one bit.
No.
He doesn't know why, but he didn't moan at it. He slotted in there, done an absolutely fantastic job on Caden's son today, him and Cooper. Give credit where credit's due. Leeds without 4 absolutely key players. I mean, and that's like Spurs without 4 of our key players. We were struggling, but they didn't let it get to them, did they? The players who actually come in from today, they stepped up. I like Dan James. He called us problems in the first half. Literally, absolutely problems. That Davis ran ragged by him, absolutely. And but second half come out.
I'm not sure if that's Davis's fault, was he? He's never been known for his pace, really, has he? But
yeah. But that's something that we've got to look at in the January, mate. We need someone with a bit of pace, bit of power, composed. I mean, stands up to their men as well. I saw a lot of diving in today again. Lots been diving in. Tanganga was doing it. Emerson was doing it at times. It's just diving in. Do you know what I mean? Stand on your feet. I mean, but the first half was terrible, Matt. To be honest, it was back to Nuno's days, mate. You take away the Conte effect, mate. Seriously, it was just literally watching a Nuno. It was so bad. But well, Matt, I've got someone waiting there. Yeah, can you get me? Yes. So we are going to get Matt. What we do, we'll get Vinage on. Looks like he has to get on now because he's a bit busy. We're going to get him on. Yes, Vinage. How's it going, my friend?
Yeah, very, very good. Very, very good after that Holland game. Yeah. How have you guys been overall?
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic, matey. Yeah, all were good. Me and Matt were just speaking there. What's on the screen now? How bad was the first half? It was terrible. It was literally just probably one of the worst performances I've seen this season. We've seen some bad performances this season. But just tell us, Vinaj, how bad was that first half performance, mate?
Diabolical is the word for that. Absolutely diabolical. We were horrendous in all areas of the game, and in the first ever kick of the ball, when the kickoff had started, we were just losing. We lost the ball straight away, and Leeds were just dominating possession. In the first 10 minutes, I think they showed a stat that Leeds had 73% of the ball in 10 minutes. Absolutely diabolical. It was shambolic in the first half. And when Daniel James scored, me and my dad, we were like, it's over. Literally, I thought that I was going to come on this show absolutely dejected. Coming to the second half later on, I'm sure we will talk about that, but the first half was just horrendous, absolutely horrendous. And that goal we conceded, again, sloppy marking, sloppy defending. It was all our same nonsense like under Nuno.
Yeah, probably that goal. You probably blame the whole back line there because
even
Harrison on that left had too much space to get that ball in the box. Emerson wasn't doing his job, was he, marking him?
I think the main culprit is Emerson, because that cross shouldn't come in. He tries to dive in and he gets done. He doesn't get. He should just foul him. He should just tackle him, foul him. I don't care what he has to do. You take one for the team and you bring him down just before the penalty area.
Yep.
But yeah, but
But
Region was ball watching again. Let's be honest.
I think there was two ball watching there, Matt. I think you're right. Regulon and Davis. I think they're both just ball watching. Literally watching ball, watching Dan Jane come from the back.
If you watch it, it is Region's man, and he has to open up his body more. He's too side on, so then Dan James just gets in behind him too quick, and he can't readjust his body position. He has to become more open so he can turn quicker, and he'd intercept that.
He has to go in front of him. Yeah. I mean, like, he's probably got to, like, proper hoddy him. Like, he's got to go. Yeah, I mean, like, he's got to mark him fully so Daniel James cannot get the touch and he's not visible. That's got to happen. My thing with Regulon is that I think that he was stuck on the treadmill trying to head off it. Literally, he was just falling backwards, and it was so easy for Daniel James to score. And yeah, pretty much, it wasn't good for.
Absolutely. Let's welcome in THF Talk THFC. Hi lads, how'd you keeping? How's it going, pal? Thanks for coming in. First half we played like a bottom half mediocre team. Second half we showed fight and passion. Neil, evening Neil, how's it going, pal? Good result for you today. First half I thought you were going to get battered. I think that's the quality of Conte, to see the weakness of Spurs in the first and make the change for the second half. Absolutely. That tactical little change. There was no substitutions change. It was just that tactical change, guys, isn't it?
I think he sort of came out of his interview and sort of said he was a bit scared of Leeds, I think, with the way they can play football and press, and he decided not to go for the man-to-man marking, but I think that's what he changed in the second half.
He went to man-to-man in the second half.
It's nice because he's come out and said he's made the mistake as well. So I know it's the players as well, but it's nice for a manager to come out, and I think he owned it and he changed it, and it works. So that's what world-class managers do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, bro. Adam. Yes, lads. Win's a win. Shit in first half, but hey, we woke up. Absolutely. Talk THFC says that was a game of two halves. Yeah, I couldn't agree even more. It was a real good game. Two halves there. So how bad was off in the first half? Then, guys, Vinos, how impressed was you then with that little tweak of tactical from Conte? That's what Matt said there. That's why he's a world-class manager. Just that little tweak went to man, and it changed complete aspect of the game in the second half, of Spurs, how he attacked the game in the second half.
Yeah. Not going to lie, it's too soon to really get too excited, but I was over the moon in the second half. Literally, I was celebrating like mad when we got the 2 goals, and yeah, pretty much I think that I was really impressed, and I've got to be honest with you, most of the work was not because of the players. Yes, it was a good fight back from the players, but it was because of Antonio Conte, and world-class managers can change the game completely, show their passion from the sidelines and give that influence to such a struggling team. I mean, I can tell that it was all Antonio Conte's work. Yes, the players were good today, but we wouldn't have done that without Conte. I mean, I can guarantee one thing. If Uno was still our manager, we would have lost this game harshly. Like, we would have been smashed, and Conte knows how to change games around. And yeah, I'm really, really happy. And the question was that how impressed was I? I'm really impressed. And I'm really, really happy we won that game.
What was you impressed about? Every night. What was you most impressed about the manner we come out in that second half?
Basically, not really. I can't really sum it up properly, but I'm just going to sum it up in words and just say that our mentality on the pitch was great from the coach and the players. The mentality is the word. I mean, we had the encouragement, because normally you see one thing with us. I mean, when we're 1-0 down, our confidence really goes low. I mean, that's happened for a couple of seasons. I mean, Pochettino's last season, we had that. Under Jose, we had that. Under Muno, we also had that. We've had this thing where when we're 1-0 down, our confidence always gets downgraded and we fail to make comebacks like how we did back in Amsterdam in 2019 in that semi-final game against Ajax. Since that game, we've just never been very good when it comes to comebacks, and I'm basically impressed with our mentality and how we came from 1-0 down to winning 2-1, because that's one thing that I've not seen in ages. So I like to see that. Simon.
Absolutely. Matt, did you want to ask this question to Vinaj, mate?
Yeah. Is Conte? Do you think he's a tactical genius?
Yes, 100%. I don't need to add anything more. I'm not going to get too overconfident about his game, even though I was really happy when we won. But this question was settled ages ago. I mean, when Conte, his whole career, Conte now, he's a world-class manager. And I've already said this, he's for me, he's the third best manager in the Premier League after Klopp and Guardiola. He is definitely a tactical genius. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I
That's
totally
not even a
agree.
debate.
But it's going to be interesting to see how we this next one I'm going to put up.
Yeah.
How big of a challenge, Matt? Let's come to you first on this one, mate. How big of a challenge has Conte got with his teammate?
It's a big.
Do you think it's only a couple of tweaks he needs in his teammate? Do you think it's only a couple of tweaks, or do you think, man, he's got some real decisions to make from now to January?
I'll be honest, I do think it's a couple of tweaks. I still think we need a creative midfielder, another striker, and another centre back.
Maybe.
Yeah, but yeah, only if we can get him in January. If not, it probably will be in the summer. But we kind of need just someone who's going to come in and can do a job just to give Kane that rest period. Because if one of them two, Son or Kane, gets injured, I do kind of worry. I think the one good thing for me today, it was quite nice to see us grind out a result without a Son or a Kane goal. Just shows there are other goal scorers in there. And I actually have to give credit to Pierre. I thought it was actually quite a good finish, to be fair. It was not easy. He sort of bobbled it in, but it was a good finish. And I quite liked his sort of mentality where not celebrate, get back on the semicircle, let's go again. Yeah. That's a Conte effect, but I think Pierre's had that anyway.
Got that in him. Yeah.
But yeah, he's got a big challenge. But I think it's big, but I think if we can get some decent players in and a couple of just positions that we need, like what Liverpool did with Alisson and people like that, I don't think we'll be too far off, because I think if you buy a couple of more players in, you're going to be having that depth of squad anyway. So I just think it's little tweaks here and there. Like I said, a left-sided centre back, a playmaker, and a striker, and I think I'd be happy with that in January, or even
absolutely.
two. I'd personally probably rather maybe have a striker and a creative midfielder, because I think that's where we're really missing. We just don't create anything. And if you don't want Harry Kane to drop deep, you need someone to create. And I just don't think you trust Ndombele, to be honest. I just don't think he's going to. I don't know. I just don't think he's got that attitude. It's just funny how Winks and Ndombele had 2 weeks to prove themselves, and Winks got picked ahead of him.
Yeah, and he didn't do nothing, did he? Winksy today. This is what I said to you behind the thing, Matt.
I thought he was poor in the first half, but I actually thought he stepped his game up in the second half. And
but to me,
Conte's come out and said Winks had a very good second half, and he's very proud of his performance as a mentality.
He's going to say that. He's going to say that, Matt.
He drives forward. No one was good in the first half, so we can't just scapegoat Winks all the time. No one was good in the first half.
Yeah.
To me, I'm not scapegoating Winks at all, Matt. I just don't like the player at all. I don't think he's the top-end player. Me personally, I just don't think.
If Conte likes him, then we have to stick with him. Maybe Conte can make him a better player. Maybe he just needs confidence.
I can't see any quality coming out of him. Really, Matt. I really think, mate. I just don't think. I ain't seen nothing from him. I really don't. A bit of passion. I want more from that. I don't think he's got the quality that we needed to move forward with Conte. I don't think he fits Conte's style of play. I think not only him. I think there's. I think that midfield. I think he does need 2 or 3 in that midfield. I really do.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I think he likes Hojbjerg. I think he likes his mentality personally, and I think
I think both of you
I just think
a point on this. Both of you have got a point because I think Simon, have basically the same opinion as you here because I absolutely hate Winks. I've never really liked him, but Matt, I do get your point. As well as I agree with Simon, I do get your point too. I feel like Winks has a lot of potential if he just gets that extra influence, if he plays under a better manager.
Yeah.
I feel like if Conte keeps giving him that, we could see what Winks did. Let's, for example, what season did he do well in? The 2018 to 19 seasons. To be fair, Winks was good that year.
Actually, even in the Champions League run, he played alongside Sissoko, didn't he? That got us to the final. So maybe he just needs someone alongside him like that. You can't play Skip and Hojbjerg, so I think you have to play Winks and Hojbjerg, Winks, Skip, he doesn't trust Ndombele. I think it's clear to see. He's come out with comments like he needs to work.
I totally agree with that, Matt. If he doesn't trust Ndombele, I think he's got to get to me. Look at Conte's midfield from Inter days and Chelsea days. This midfield's miles away from where.
I mean, if you look at the Chelsea midfield that he had
miles away, Matt.
He had Matic and Kante. That ain't exactly.
But they're in their prime. Matic in his prime, innit?
That ain't creativity in my eyes. That's keeping the ball well, defending well, and giving it to your more creative
what
players.
I'm trying to say, Matt.
Chelsea won the league that year because they had the likes of Hazard and Pedro who supply, and then they brought Fabregas on, who they in certain games just to open it up. But they used their wing backs, and I think that's what you'll see at Spurs.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, you say Kante and Masha, I've got no problem playing with two defensive in there, but Hojbjerg and Winks are no match to Kante and Matic. Because Matic in his prime at Chelsea, millions of miles ahead. And this is what I'm trying to say. These are not Conte players, and I think we can't do nothing now until January. And I think Conte has to say the right things about Winks. He's doing all right because he has to, because he's got nothing to do until January. I think, in my eyes, he needs that quality of a Kante, that quality of a Matic.
I'm just going to support every player till January because they've all got to put a shift in, and we've got no other options. So there's no point moaning about Winks and all these sort of players until we get to January. Let's see what he can do for a couple of weeks. Confidence makes players better.
I can see where you're coming from there, mate.
You'll be using a lot of different players. I guarantee you'll see Doherty at some point as well.
But this is going to show how far what a job he's got on. Because I've said it before, I said it again on Twitter today, that half his squad is just bang average, and he's got a massive job, not just January, in next summer, to clear. I mean, I think half this squad. I mean, if he wants to go and win, and he said it, he wants to win the Premier League for Tottenham. I don't think half his squad have got the mentality to go and win big Premier Leagues.
I'm sorry if I interrupt you, but I just want to say, if we can actually make top 4 this year, and then if we get the players that Conte wants, and then if we make like a class starting 11 where we have like players that have potential of becoming class or world class.
Yeah,
players.
we need that's what we need. We need to go out and we need to go and buy.
Liverpool don't exactly have the best bench in the world, do they? Liverpool have a pretty, I'd say, average bench, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
their starting 11 is ridiculous.
Minamino yesterday, and he scored. So I guess that could be something to do with that.
And then they've only got like Curtis Jones and Origi. So I look at ours. We've got Dele Alli, Bergwijn, Sessegnon. They're good players. They're not bad players.
Yeah, but sometimes they just don't give their input, you know. I mean, because they've not played that much, and I just feel like they're a bit unreliable in my opinion. Not because they've not played necessarily, but like I just feel like players with the lack of experience in our team, they're just not really that reliable. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if you guys will agree, but I think players like Bergwijn, Sessegnon, and Dele, they're not really that reliable.
I still having problems with Lucas Moura, to be honest. I don't really know what he kind of does. He loses the
I
ball
think
too
you should
much.
probably allow him for a bit. Yes, he had quite a crap game today, but I've seen him normally. I mean, he normally has like bad game, good game, and he has like a couple of good games, and then he has like a couple of bad games. Yes, he's inconsistent, but he gels our team well. Maybe you should just give him some time. I mean, because we've all seen him have bad games and good games.
Right, so we'll go through some comments here, guys. We've got a lot of comments to go through. James says, evening. We started slow, but we normally do after international break. That's no excuse, Jonesy. That's no excuse, mate. I don't like that excuse of international breaks. The next 4 games, Burnley, Brentford, Norwich, and Brighton should give us a good run of games to get used to the system. Yeah, we say this, and that you can say, oh, they're all wins. This is Spurs one about. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's the same against today. Just the first, okay, we got the win, but I don't know, we can't just say, yeah, we got Burnley, Brentford, Norwich. These games can be tricky. You know what I mean? Nippon, how's it going, pal? Thanks for coming in. Jack Jacobs, Conti, Eagles, Pep, thanks for coming in, pal. Big up everyone. Imran, big up Imran, Leeds supporter. We were unlucky today. 5 big players missing cost us. Fair play to you guys. Yeah, Imran, seriously, fair play to Leeds today. Absolutely.
I think Leeds had it in the first half, but I think we deserved the win in that second half. We hit the woodwork 3 times.
Yeah. It was a game of 2 halves, and to be fair, Leeds, if they're a proper strike up there today, that could have been over in the first half. Me personally, the chance they had. But fair play to you, Imran. Seriously, you kept in there today. Some say Conte is going to have his tactics on point until January. We don't have enough quality. Absolutely spot on. It's so frustrating to see Kane drop deep to get the ball, and he has no one to pass to.
I don't think he played that badly today. I thought that was one of his better games. I thought he held the ball up really well. I thought he was aggressive. He had a turn of pace.
I don't think he's actually, Matt. I don't think he's actually saying Kane had a bad game.
No, I've just seen a few people moaning on sort of Twitter going, "Oh, he still hasn't scored."
No.
He was close. He was close today.
He's improved,
he was close.
definitely. I mean, I could see his work rate, passing, his physicality.
The thing is as well, you got to give credit to Leeds, like with Cooper and Calvin Phillips. They've done a job on Kane today, and when you got someone like that, it doesn't matter how good you are in the world. When you got two players just doing their job for the manager, I mean, and
what helped us in that second half is that Moura and Kane moved closer. Moura and Son moved closer to Kane to give him more space, and they couldn't handle it. We opened up so many spaces, so we need to do that more. Those front 3 have got to play closer together and let the wing backs do their job.
Absolutely. Nippon says Antonio turned Marcos Alonso in one of the best left backs in the Premier League. Yes, I know you're on about that.
No, I'm joking.
Simon said that Leeds team was so depleted. They struggled to get into the Championship playoffs, and they are going home disappointed. They didn't get anything out of the game. Absolutely, matey. The part says he did some miracle work with that one because he came into Chelsea from Bolton, of all places. But let's be real, Chelsea had top quality in that team that were underperforming. I totally get. I mean, and if you say about the Conte, look what he took over at Chelsea. I mean, bags of quality. I mean, all we need is a manager of Conte style to go in there and just get the players going again. You know what I mean? But it's what Conte's had to deal with at Inter, at Chelsea. The quality in it. That's what I'm on about. It's the quality all round, every single position. Quality. You know what I mean? And that's what wins you titles, not just 1 or 2. Evening, Tony. Evening, Matt and Simon. Good result Told you 2-1. Yeah, he did. Tony did say 2-1. Simon said we have no impact players. When I see Delhi coming on, I'm thinking, what's he going to do? Too much like for like, and not one of those players on the bench could call upon to get a goal.
I'm not sure about that. Delhi nearly got an assist. I know it was offside, but
yeah, I saw that in the end. I think that I'm hoping there's more to come from Delhi. I mean, under Conte. Hope he can get the best out because we know what he's got some talent, Delhi, but he needs to show it more. We're not really seeing Delhi.
He only got a couple of minutes today. I mean, what do we want him to do? He came on for 5 minutes, didn't he? Just to shore up the midfield, wasn't it?
Yeah. But what I think he's trying to say is look at that bench. We really have. He's probably, if you look at it, Matt, he's talking some sense.
Yeah.
Really, he's all about like someone to impact the game.
Yeah, I still think
we're missing that, Matt. We're missing that, innit? Big time.
I still think Conte could do wonders with Sessegnon. I really do. I saw him only for 10 minutes today, and the way he got down that left-hand side, he shoots a wing back. He really does. And he can score goals as well. He's done it for Fulham in the Premier League, so he can do it for us with some quality. But he needs a few more games, and he needs to keep fit. Like I said,
Sessegnon was good today, to be fair.
Yeah, he looked quite good, and yeah, I think someone like, as much as I don't sort of rate him massively. Maybe someone like Lo Celso might have been good in the midfield today, like just to come on in 65, 70 minutes.
Is quite a decent asset to our team. I mean, sometimes I see him like working really hard on the pitch. I mean, he puts in.
We don't see enough to do it. It's consistency. I think that's the key in this team.
Yeah.
We see a lot of players have 1 or 2 good games, and there's no consistency. Game after game after game after game after game. That's what it needs, consistency.
I think for me, you got like Lucas Moura, who sort of plays on that sort of right wing, or sort of he goes into the number 10 sort of role, doesn't he? I mean, maybe Conte could somehow get Tungi on the wing and maybe get him to drift in, because he just has a pass and that drop of a shoulder to go past people and open up spaces. Maybe that could be a thing. Or Lo Celso could cut in on that wing and come in. He's just got better passing ability. Lucas is too wasteful with the ball at times.
Yeah, gave the ball away far too much today.
And I'm afraid if we want to, we're calling out other players. I love Lucas Moura. Don't get me wrong, but he is not going to get us anywhere near a title because he's not good enough. He doesn't score. He doesn't assist. I mean, how many goals has he scored this season?
This is the worry I keep saying to you, Matt, as well. And when we have little talks about it, I just think most of that team. Sorry, but I don't care what anyone says. Most of that team are not players you can turn to just to win a Premier League. Seriously, and okay, and you're right there, Matt. He can only got what he's got in front of him until January. You know what I mean? And I think he'll do his best, try and use every player. We're gonna see everyone get used and get a chance. But for me, it needs a big shuffle, mate. From now, we're not going to see it in one hit in January. We know that. But from now till the summer, end of the summer, I think we need a big shuffle, mate. If he wants to go for that Premier League, mate. Seriously.
I just think logical for Spurs. I think you'd get all right money for Lucas Moura, and I think you could invest in a better player.
Of course. Oh, yeah. 20 million, I reckon?
Yeah, I reckon you'd get 25, to be honest. But I reckon you could go and get a Ismaila Sarr from Watford, who I think would offer more, or someone like a Rafinha. I really do. I think they're better players.
Yeah, absolutely. And
if Newcastle were to go down, I'd go for St Maximan, but that's...
But that's what Village said there about Dusan Vlahovic. There's no option for the summer. We have to go and get him for January because we leave it to the summer. He's gone to somewhere else. Trust me. We have to. Doesn't matter if it's going to cost 18, whatever million, whatever it's going to cost. Go and get him. I think Paratici and Conte want him. Just go and pay the money because this is the sort of guy we need. I'm hating all these flipping second-rate strikers when Kane gets injured or Son gets injured. They're not going to flipping step up to the flipping mark. We need something like a Vlahovic.
What would you do with Son?
What's that?
Because if it's not, Son obviously plays quite close to Kane. If so where does Son play?
I think you have to go 2 up top, Matt. You have to try and fill it in. You have to go 2 up top.
Who's going to be up top? Kane and Vlahovic, and then Son maybe as the 10?
Yeah, maybe someone like that, Matt. Maybe I'll go with someone like that. Because Vlahovic, mate, I'll watch the highlights.
He's class, mate. So good.
Oh, mate, he's
got a good bit of pace
deadly
as well. He's got a bit of pace.
Yeah, and he's finishing, mate. He's like Kane's. He's deadly. He's deadly, mate. And 21, Matt. 21.
I know. Yeah.
Scary.
70 million euros is about what? 60
it's
million.
Nothing. It's nothing, Matt. No, it's nothing, mate, for a world-class striker.
He's paying what he's worth, I think.
Absolutely. Adam's back in the building. Yes, Adam. We actually won something sorry, Vinod, let me just go through these comments, mate. We've got a few here. We actually won something and got a shot on target. Top 943 says, yes, lads, hope you're well. Adam says, Kane's positioning was much better today. Richard says, Conte is at the wheel. Richard Evans, we still need a mass clear out in the summer as we have many of passengers get top 4 and that European competition. It will be a fantastic season. Paul says, well, Simon Stevens, why so negative? I think he's not being negative. I think he's just pointing out the truths. What I'm trying to say, Paul, we're not being negative at all. I enjoyed the result. What I enjoyed most was Conte's passion. I think that's what out the whole game. I think the game was. I didn't really enjoy it much. I loved the Conte passion. He got it. He gets it in it. He gets.
I enjoyed the second half. I do think the team.
I really enjoyed it.
Do you know what? But the thing is, what I get with Conte, he gets how to win. He knows how to win. And he's trying to drive that through the whole club, not just the players, the fans.
It's as he said at the beginning, these players need to go through hurt. So that we're not going to win every game. It's not. It's a process. We need to get to January, and even that might not fix it because those players still have to adjust. And you have to think if we can get lucky without injuries, I think we'll be all right.
Absolutely. Richard says, glad to see Tekinson getting game time. Could be a top player with the right coaching.
Great.
Tony says, just to let you know, lads know, Sunday's been a good day. First game in charge this morning. 3-0 win makes the weekend worthwhile after. Well done, Tony. Yay, go on, lad.
Tony masterclass.
Yeah, agreed. Tony, it's a Mr. Kipling day. Exceedingly good day with Spurs to win. Richard Evans so surprised Bergwijn is getting no game time. I was surprised.
We have a European game though, so he'll be playing other players than that.
Adam says Conte needs to hold out till January when we will be able to get better players in. Mora is dead wood. Vlahovic is off to Dortmund. I don't think so, pal. Rich, no. I think if we go all out for Vlahovic in January,
he'll work with Conte. The only way Dortmund get him is if they sell Haaland, and that won't be till next summer. So
absolutely, absolutely. I've got one more here. Saying, Matt, you had a great result today. Conte knows how to win. You got a good manager, and hope Levy sees that. He needs the open checkbook for Conte, but you guys still far behind Chelsea. Poor Man United. That was a wonderful win for Watford. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that, Michael. Derek says if Conte wants to win the Premier League with Spurs, he will need to change at least 60% of the squad. I said half the squad, just saying 60% of the squad. Vinod, we have got someone else waiting. Let us know who stood out for you tonight, mate. Who stood out for you in that in the first half, second half? Who had the shining light for you?
To be fair, you might disagree with me, but all of the players in the second half, they brought a real impact. I think, to be fair, the only player that I felt was really, really quiet and that didn't do much was Lucas Moura. I mean, like, our substitutes did really well. I'm going to give you one disagreement, Simon, because I feel like Tanganga was good today. To be fair, I think Tanganga was good.
I think he
In
was
my
out. I think he
opinion,
was out of position a lot. Me
Yeah, I
personally.
think he was
was
well
he?
off it, mate. To be
He
honest,
did
Yeah.
a few
he got
tackles and all
subbed
that.
for a reason. I think
Thing is-
Sanchez looked much better.
Yeah, but the thing is, Bernard, you not see that when the game got underway, I think it's in the first couple of minutes where
He was ball
he
watching.
lunged into that tackle. I mean,
Yeah,
he doesn't need to. This is what I'm trying to say. You know, when you're playing in the back three, you don't need to lunge in. Stand your man, stand your ground, follow him. I mean, with Tanganga, he needs to learn that. He needs to employ that into his game. I mean, he
he didn't
dives
look
in
that
too
fit.
much for me.
I don't think he looked
No.
that fit. He did. He looked a bit
Yeah.
top heavy. I thought Sanchez looked slim as I've ever seen him. I thought
Sanchez was really good today.
he's a
was
I
really
think
monster.
good.
Sanchez. I think
Dives
Sanchez
in
has
with
done
those
good.
headers. Yeah, I do. I think he could do well under Conte.
Yeah. Actually, I may have to take back what I said about Sanchez, like getting rid of him.
I actually thought Eric Dyer didn't do too bad today.
Yeah, no. Don't think with Dyer. He has one good game, one bad game.
No.
One good game.
But I mean,
Um,
like sometimes in defence, in that second, he was
Dyer
the
was
only
good
one.
today,
He was
to
the
be
only one
fair.
trying to drive forward and get into midfield and bring
Yes,
others into
that's
play.
right.
What Ramiro does actually.
And that's what I'm saying. We haven't got no one with creativity in there who can keep hold of the ball, Matt. When Dyer was trying to play through there in the midfield to get to Pierre, it was just bouncing off his shins all the time, innit? And bouncing off his. I mean, he wasn't controlling the ball well and things like that. And yeah, I see where you're trying to come from there, Matt. Dyer was trying to. Well, at least he was trying to get us
I thought he was
forward.
pretty good out of all the other two centre backs. I thought he was pretty good today. I don't think he really
I
made a
think
mistake.
Dyer's clearances, his interceptions, tackles, he gelled the team really well. And of course, Matt, you did mention that he tried to drive a lot, which was good
Yeah.
to see. I still think that Dyer has a lot to prove.
I think he'll
because
be a
he's had
squad
lot-
player. I think he'll be a squad player in the
Because he's
the
had
future.
a lot of crap seasons as well. I'm going to be honest with you. So
Yeah. Could that be
but-
bad coaching though? Could it be bad coaching?
I think Dyer will take time, but he had a very good game. I'm not going to say anything more about him, but I just hope that he does well. I'm not, yeah, pretty much. But sorry, I mean, I'm not going to.
Who was your man in the match?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm not going to interrupt your timer or anything. My man of the match today was Reguilon, in my opinion. Just like how Matt said, I think Reguilon, he won the game for us, scoring his first ever goal. He did well on the pitch. I think he was I think he drived a lot, and yeah, pretty much. I think Reguilon.
The only thing I find frustrating with him is I don't know if you guys saw it where he should have. There was an easy pass to Emerson, and he was running into the penalty area. It's an easy pass, right? And he's in on goal, and he passed it left, and I was
Conte was like that. Conte was absolutely steaming with him.
Emerson was flying in there. He would have got a shot off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Apart from that, he made up for it, and it was actually very good striker's instinct actually, and the celebration went off bad either. But yeah, no, I'm happy for Reguilon, and obviously. His interview after was fantastic. He was heavy breathing. He'd been off for 20 minutes.
Vinaj, thanks for coming on, pal. Absolutely. Thanks for your coming on and giving your say, mate. Absolutely fantastic support for the channel. Big up on yourself.
Cheers.
And thank you very much for coming on and supporting us, mate. Come on, you Spurs. That's it, Vinaj. Thank you very much for coming on, pal. Yes, guys. So we have got someone else waiting there. Eric says, "Big up, Minaj." Richard says, "I've always rated Sanchez." Let's get Robbie on. Let's get Lily White Lane on. Yes, Robbie. How's it going, pal?
Yeah, all good. Honestly, the most happy I've been with Spurs for a long, long time. This season, in all honesty, I'm so chuffed about today. And yeah. How are you guys getting on though? You right?
Yeah, all good, mate. Always better after a win and a bit of passion today. What we've missed for probably 2 to 3 years, to be honest.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. The first half was absolutely diabolical. Better in the first and second half, much better. But I just love the Conte passion. I mean, he knows what to win.
It's incredible,
That's what's
wasn't
so
it?
good about it. We've got someone who's been there, done it, got the t-shirts, won the trophies.
Yeah.
Now he's going to try and drill that into the players,
It's not
drill
just
that
him
into
though,
the
is it?
fan base. And,
It's
It
his
goes to
coaches.
show, though.
Yeah.
It goes to show how good a manager he is. Because you see
Yeah.
Nuno before licking his lips on the
Oh,
touchline,
Jesus.
thinking about what he's having for dinner later. And you see Conte now, and he's constantly up. He's constantly putting. At the end of the game, when he's doing that,
I don't think he
Yeah.
sat down. I
take
don't
my
think he
bet.
sat down today. I'm pretty sure
No.
he didn't sit down.
Didn't get a rest. Didn't get a rest.
absolutely, just. But going back to it, Rob, as we speak to Village there, how bad was the first half, man? How terrible was that?
Oh, it was absolutely diabolical. I was watching that first half, and we really did deserve to concede that goal at the end of the first half, because throughout it we were, our defensive play was poor. We weren't breaking through. We had no creativity in midfield. We weren't clinical. We weren't creating any chances. And I honestly thought this is either going to be a 0-0. Leeds are going to, get a goal, which they did at the end of the first half. And I thought as soon as they scored that, this is going to be 2 or 3. It's going to be one of those situations again. It's going to be another 0 shots on target. So the first half for me, it really, really didn't go well. I was watching it. I was like, yes, we got a new manager, and I was starting to question myself. As good as the new manager is, as good as Conte is it, now finally can us fans say, some of these players are not good enough at all? And I was questioning it towards, the end of that first half and at the beginning of the second. I was thinking, these players, honestly, we've had all these managers, the managers aren't the problem, the players the problem. But luckily, in the second half, the players picked up. I thought that is down to the manager, though. I would have loved to be in that dressing room at half-time, hearing what Conte had to say to those players. And, the second half was, it was it was the complete opposite of the first. Really was the complete opposite.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the next question we'll go on to. How impressed was you, as you did with at half time? Conte weren't happy, was he? Steamed down that tunnel, and his face, as I said to Matt, just before half time, and that face is like when he's ripping his cheeks like that, thinking, "Wow, I've got a job on here. I've got a job on here."
Welcome.
But welcome to Spurs. But what I liked about him, and that's what Matt said. That's what you pay a top manager for. I mean, he didn't have to change no players. It was just tactical. As Matt said, he went from man to man, and it just changed, didn't it? And we saw some urgency at last. We saw some urgency in there, getting to lead spaces, getting the ball faster up the field, and we looked more on it, mate. We looked more on it, more shots on target. That was the worry in the first half. That everyone was bringing up that stat again. No shots targets. Man United, Everton, Leeds. I went, oh my god, we can't go through that today because how bad Leeds lineup was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean that's what Leeds fan in the chat said, like 4 or 5 first team players out. You know what I mean, that would have been terrible if we didn't have no shots on target today. But
yeah.
So how impressed were you then, Robbie, with Conte getting that team going?
I thought the second half was absolutely fantastic. You could see straight away how the system had changed. It's more quick football. It's more, one-touch football. Someone makes a pass and then they make a run. And it's, bish, bash, bosh, tiki-taka football almost at the beginning of that second half. And you could see straight away, creating chances. Son hits the bar, Kane hits the post. And I thought, a goal could be coming. But how many times have we seen Spurs, going for it, attacking, and then getting caught out on the counter-attack, and all of a sudden the confidence is gone and the game's taken away from us. But it didn't. We scored that goal from Højbjerg, as I say, wasn't the best finish, but still went in. As soon as that went in, you could see Conte again, that passion when he's going like that to the fans. It's like how much I've missed that, the passion he has, not the love as such he has for Spurs just yet, but, how passionate he is and how much he loves football and how much he wants, these players to get on. It's like, oh, man, I've really missed that. And you see him roaring the fans on. I just hit myself in the face doing that. But roaring the fans on, getting them all excited. And, that second goal went in and I almost tripped over. I actually really badly hurt my knee. I almost had to go to my knee because of it, but I tripped over and bashed my knee on the floor, but I got straight back up. I had to hobble back to my seat, but I was still celebrating thanks to the goal. But it was Oh, it was absolutely fantastic. I'm just really pleased with the performance.
Matt, Rob, sorry, Richard says Robson spit off the actor who stars in the Football Factory and the Rise of the Foot Soldier. Zebedee in the Football Factory. Oh, big up, Rob. Derek says, yeah, Matt, was there something you want to ask Rob's there, matey?
Hi, Rob. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, all good.
Oh, what did you make of the midfield today in the second half? Let's say, because I mean, I know people have a go at Winks and Højbjerg, but we didn't have much sort of options on the bench. Lo Celso's injured. He obviously doesn't trust Tungi. He didn't even come on, did he? So, what are you making of it all? I mean, I know obviously none of us are massive Winks fans, but I did think he progressed the ball better in the second half.
I mean, it's as much as an accomplishment as it is winning the trophy, getting Winks to play a forward pass and playing attacking football, and he managed to do that in the second half. Now, for me already, managing to get Winks, to play well, it's like very few people can do that, and you can see straight away in the second half. Though I think first half our midfield duo, Højbjerg and Winks, we just didn't have the creativity. I don't think either of them was playing the through balls, the passes that we needed.
Too slow, wasn't it? Even out from the back, it was so lackadaisical and slow.
It wasn't progressive enough. It was really slow, sloppy. But second half, as mad as it sounds, I've never said this statement before, but I think Harry Winks played well. I think he actually played well in that second half. I think he played some good passes. I think he got into good positions, and
I think he ran forward at one point, and he could have been slid through on goal. I seem to remember, but yeah, I don't think he was terrible today. I thought he did drive. He drove the midfield forward in the second half.
Definitely.
So did Pierre, actually. But
there were some big chances like that. I remember the one you were talking about it a second ago, Matt. That Royale chance that could have been with Regular on that chance with Winks. It easily could have been 4 or 5 in that second half. Kane getting a little bit greedy, but I'll get to Kane in a second because I'm not going to get annoyed at him for being a bit more passionate and wanting to do something with the ball. But I think our midfield duo today, I don't think it was bad. But then again, I still think Højbjerg, although he scored the goal, these last few games, he just hasn't looked the same sort of player as he did last season. For me, he hasn't looked that sort of.
Might be overplayed. Might be tired. I mean, he hasn't missed a minute, has he? Really?
Pretty sure
exactly. He's played. He had the most stat, didn't he? 50 games now he started, so it's a lot of games, I suppose. But
I really hope he can bounce back because I really do like him. But yeah, not too bad.
The goal. Well, he got the goal. I mean, the goal will do him a world of good. That did bring us back into the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Got Wayne here says, what happened? We had shots on targets. We score goals. We won. How am I supposed to react?
How nice was it? How nice was it to watch attractive football again? It was brilliant in that second. I was just off my seat. I was standing up. I was it was but it was good to see. And the thing with me with that first half could be a blessing in disguise, something to work on. He won't let that happen again.
Yeah, exactly.
Tony says, right guys, got to go. Early start in the morning. Good show. As always, the only thing that scares me is that pic of Conte on the thumbnail. Looks like a zombie. Take care. See you all soon. That's what he is. He's a zombie. He scares the living daylights out of the players. That's all it is. That's what it is. Big up Wayne says our midfield was poor. Højbjerg was disappointing. He was, apart from the goal, he was disappointed. Gave the ball away too much today. Speaking of the Football Factory, who was that ball chap on the touchline sending the players on? Looks like Hitman has Conte brought the Italian mafia with him.
I don't know who that ball bloke is. Maybe he's a fit. I thought it was Hitchin at first. I thought Hitchin at first, and I was like, nah, he's not that tall, and he hasn't lost that much weight. Jesus, no ketchup and mayo. Does it work like that?
Robin, the question I put to Vinage earlier, me and Matt's been speaking about it as well. Like Conte going forwards, we know what he had at Inter Milan, we know what he had at Chelsea, just top quality. The pairing of Winks and Pierre, it's not good enough, is it? We know that it's not good enough to win Premier Leagues and things like that. Going on from now to January to the summer, do you expect these two to be even here before at the end of the summer window?
No, Højbjerg for me, I still think he's a good enough midfielder. Although his form has been poor recently, I really do highly rate him. I still think he's fantastic. So I definitely hold on to him. Winks, I've been saying it for a long time. He can have a good couple of performances, but at the end of the day, he's still that same player who for me isn't good enough for Spurs. But we know with Conte that he wouldn't have come to Spurs, and I've said this before, he wouldn't have come to Spurs if he wasn't guaranteed a budget. And I've got no doubts in my mind that he's going to be bringing in someone such as a Brozovic or someone, even a Sabitzer, someone who can be creative and also hold up that midfield. So, Brozovic and Højbjerg is the stuff of dreams for me.
And Paratici's not going to come to Spurs without those he wants to change Tottenham like he did Juventus.
Definitely.
I guarantee that. He's a winner. That's why he wanted Conte in the first place.
Yeah, definitely. And onto Paratici quickly. I'll just say this about him. I've seen a lot of people saying, as soon as things start going wrong for us, people go, Paratici, he's not good enough. I never said he's good enough. Then when we start winning, people go, Paratici's cooking. Paratici.
Yeah, I know. It's such a fickle fan base. It is.
It's flip-flopping. And for me, he's one of those. He's come in. He's a world-class sporting director. He did so well at Juventus. He's had one transfer window. He's already cleared out some of the deadwood. Worked with the budget that he's been given under a manager like Nuno, who's also implementing the players that he wants, bought in for the future. Now Conte's got money. There's no doubt in my mind that he'll work at Spurs. No doubt. Even the future players, and no doubt in my mind that he will bring in some class players.
This is what I'm trying to say, Robs. When Conte did come into Spurs, and me and Matt were saying about you've got to give Levy and the board credit because look what's happened at United. They gave Solskjaer time for the last two games. He'd lost them both. Now they've decided to sack him. Now they're worried now who they're going to get in and things like that.
Yeah,
that could have been us, and the Conte could have gone to United. But, so they stooped in very quick. And got that Conte deal. So that's why I say, you love him, you hate Levy on the board. You've got to give him credit for getting that deal over the line. You know what I mean? Because we can be stuck here speaking about Nuno now. Because that would have been a loss today. Nuno would have not. We were lost out on the Nuno today, and I think give every credit. To Levy. I'm not saying I'm Levy. I'm Levy in and nothing like that. But I always give credit where credit's due. And they've done a terrific job here with bringing Conte in. But now the question is, they've got to back him now. No good to bringing him in and not backing him.
Otherwise, he'll walk. We've talked about this. If he doesn't get what he wants, he goes. He's not a stupid man. I'm pretty. Look at look at the fans. They already love him. I think the chairman and Paratici will be. I think he's in charge. I think Levy, like I said, I think he'll still have a little bit of a say. But if Paratici goes, we're going to get him. We need him. Come on, give me another 10 mil just to get him. I think he'll do it. I don't think they've got a choice but to do it. Otherwise, because if this guy walks, he's still got a contract. He's still going to be near enough 20 million a year. So it's another payout you've got to do. So what's the point? You might as well just back him.
Absolutely. So Robbie, are the players still getting used to the different formation, how Conte wants to play? This is the problem, isn't it? This is the problem we've got. Yeah. We've got players that probably can't play this formation. It was all used to playing the 4-3-3 under Nuno, or the 4-2-1-3, or the 4-2-3-1, how he's playing under Nuno. Now that he wants to revert to a 3 at the back, and it's hard, isn't it, when you've got another manager who wants to play a different way, and you've got to give it time, innit? You've got to give it time.
Yeah.
But do you think the players we've got are good enough to play what this formation, what Conte wants to play?
I think a few of them definitely are, but I've always said this. I think you have to wait till Conte's third game to see, these players more so adapt to his philosophy. Because I think the first game he'd been in there a few days, he's only had 2 training sessions against Everton. This game he's had 2 weeks, but most players have only had 2 or 3 training sessions, the main ones in the first week, because of the international break. And I think next weekend, I believe it's
Burnley, isn't
Burnley
it?
we've got.
Yeah, it's
That-
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when we'll that's when we'll really see these players starting to adapt to his formation. Because they would have had, you know, a good amount of training sessions.
I suppose what you have to realise as well is we're not going to be playing teams that are going to press us like Leeds do. You know, not
Yeah.
every team can do that, and I don't think Burnley can do that enough.
No.
So I think we'll have enough of the ball against Burnley. It's just whether we can create enough. But I'd worry more against Burnley, the amount of corners we conceded against Leeds today. We can't do that against Burnley because that's one of their strengths, where they swing it into the box and they use those, you know, big centre backs.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those though. You know, next week against Burnley, away at Burnley, it's always a tough game at Turf Moor. But like
they conceded
you said,
3 on the weekend, didn't they? So
I know not every team is going to be, you know, like Leeds, like you said. Not every team's going to be pressing you constantly. I think with Burnley sitting back, that really does suit us to the ground with the sort of way, you know, Conte plays his football.
I'm just going to enjoy the ride, like I've said.
Yeah,
win
definitely.
or lose, we're in a good transition, I'd say, and we're in good hands. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, I think, I like the passion, and I think, you know,
that was
it's
brilliant.
making me fall in love with the club again and wanting to go to games.
You would have thought we would have won a trophy or something. The way he was, you know, really like hugging Royale and everything, and it was.
I like that. That's what
incredible.
Potts used to do, didn't he? Like when he used
Yeah.
to. It's that team. He wants to get that team bond. That's what he's trying
He
to
has
fix.
something
I think
about him
first.
that's big.
Simon says there's players aren't good enough, full stop. But I can't throw the book at them because a lot of them do try. It's the ones that are good enough that frustrate me because they are sat on the sidelines, which is quite true what he's trying to say there. He's trying to say the likes of Ali, the likes of Lascelles, the likes of Tungi, they're very good, ability-wise, very good. You know what I mean? But when they do get a chance, they just don't show it, do they?
And Lascelles can't stay fit. That's the problem. He can't stay bloody fit. He gets this stupid knock and he can't get over it. I don't know what he's done, but
I don't know what Dele Alli's done to his hair today either.
that was shocking. What is that?
He's gone Christmassy now.
Honestly, he's going to put balls in it next week. It's December. Just go back to the short back and sides. Just go back to the afro type there. You played well with that, so.
Ever since he's had a beard, he's dropped off. Ever since he's had that beard, hasn't been the same.
So Robbie, we spoke about all that, but then it goes on to this: how big of a challenge now is this for Conte with his team going forward? Now we know the early players he's got at the minute at his helm to play with, to coach. So is this a big challenge? Is this probably the biggest challenge he's had in his career?
Without a doubt, you know, let's be real about this situation. You're coming to manage a team that's, you know, got about 3 or 4 quality players, and apart from that, a lot of deadwood that you need to clear out, a lot of transfer business that needs to be done, and a team that really badly needs rebuilding. So it's a massive challenge for him. But at the end of the day, he is one of the best managers in the world. Right? Honestly, right now, probably the best manager in the world with everything that he's won. And I don't think many managers really come close to him. And I think, you know, yes, it's a massive challenge at Spurs, but I think, you know, he does have the likes of Kane. He does have the likes of Son. And I think, you know, Kane and Son will be very similar under him, you know, like they were under Pochettino and even Jose Mourinho. I really do think we're going to see, you know, start to see them change.
They'll start scoring
and
again
be
soon, won't they?
different against Nuno. But about Kane today, now, look, I'll say this about Kane. I think he does need a goal for Spurs badly, but he looked a completely different player today than he did under Nuno. He was making runs, he was energetic, he was going for it. Whereas Nuno, you know, under Nuno, he didn't look like he gave a shit, you know. But today, he was going for it. He was chasing balls, winning headers, giving it everything he's got. And you could see towards the end, yes, he could have played some passes and probably scored a couple of goals. But at the end of the day, you know, he wants that goal. It shows he actually wants to properly do something. And we didn't see that enthusiasm under Nuno. But anyway, I am going to have to head off now, Simon and Matt. It's been an absolute pleasure coming on.
Robbie, nice one. Thanks for coming on, pal. Thanks for the support for the channel, mate, and
No
nice
worries.
one.
Take care.
And we'll catch you again, Robbie.
Hopefully, be on the next one as well.
Yeah,
Next
nice one, Robbie.
Look after
See you later.
yourself.
Catch you again.
Come on,
Catch you
Spurs.
again. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, Robs. Yeah, it's good to have Robbie back on here. Matt and it.
Yeah, it
Simon
was.
says exactly the players are the that are playing now, and in general this season weren't all brought in to be first team players. They were all at that level, but the ones are on the bench are on the bench. Yeah, I think he's trying to say the ones that are on the bench have been brought in to be first team players, Matt, and really haven't lived up to their titles, Matt. Have they lived up to their transfer fees? And
Yeah, no,
do you
definitely,
think
mate.
do you think it'll any work? Do you think it'll ever work with the likes of Lo Celso, Ali, Tungi under Conte, or do you think Conte will just go along with the ride until he can go out and buy some players and mould a team that he wants?
The frustrating thing for me is I do think there's a player in Lo Celso from what I watch when he plays for Argentina. So if Conte can somehow get him fit and he can have a good run of games, that's what he needs. I don't think he needs one game. I think he needs 3 or 4 just to see what he's about. I mean, we give Lucas Moura enough games, and I don't want to be harsh, but I don't see enough. I just see him pressing and running, and I know Conte likes that. But sometimes we need Moura or whoever's on that other side to chip in with goals because you can't just keep relying on Son and Kane.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. And it looked like again today, Matt. It looked like again, and it was trying to get praying that Son and Kane in the second half can just windle something out of this. Do you know what I mean? We can't be doing it anymore, can we? We need other players stepping up, and they're not stepping up, Matt. Are they? We keep saying this every time. We need players to step up, apart from Harry Kane and Son, to help these two. But none of them are doing it, and we should be happy today. Well, we are happy. I mean, good result,
we are
Matt.
happy. Yeah, no,
But
I'm
it's just
buzzing.
we seen it
But
wasn't convincing, and that's what.
no.
And I thought the players would have more hunger about them, especially in the first half. Especially to start the game, because against any other team, Matt, with their first team players. I mean, if they had Bamford up there today, mate, and Rafinha, like, they would have caused us havoc in that first half. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what you thought about it, but I even thought the crowd were a bit flat, even before the game started. It was really weird. Like when the Leeds players came out, you know, I know there's you can boo them if you want, but even when the Spurs players came out, there was no clapping, there was no come on. Usually it took a while, and then Conte came out, and then it was a couple of claps, and I was just like,
I think it was a Tannoy guy.
Is it a Sunday hangover? I don't know. Sundays aren't always the best. No, but Sundays aren't always the best game for atmosphere to go to because everyone kind of thinks, oh, it's Monday tomorrow, isn't it? So you can't exactly go down the pub after and get a bit slaughtered. You know, if it was on a Saturday,
but it doesn't stop you. Doesn't stop you celebrating, does it, Matt? It doesn't stop you cheering on the team and roaring the team on. And they did ask Conte after the game about that. About he said I was trying to get the crowd up. You know what I mean? And
actually, that wall needs to create more noise.
They need, Matt. It's frustrating. What a lovely wall that is. It just looks fantastic, isn't it? And needs.
I just want some flags in there, or like what Liverpool do at the Kop end. Make it hard.
I think it was a German team, a Bundesliga team. I saw a picture yesterday on Twitter. Someone put it up in there. I mean, the ultras had flares going, Matt, and flags, big flags. I mean, just raw. Yeah. That's what you want. You want put the fucking proper fans in there. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying like everyone goes there, not proper fans. They are. Everyone's proper fans. But I mean, do you know what I'm on about, Matt? I mean, these ultras. I mean, just sing from minute 1 to minute 90, just bomb.
Yeah. I have to say in the second half though, they did ramp it up a bit when we were shooting that end. It was loud. But and then it went quiet, and it took Conte to kind of orchestrate it.
Yeah,
but sometimes that's what Jurgen Klopp does it though, doesn't he? He just kind of he lifts Anfield, and then it changes because if you're an opposition player, you are crapping yourself because you're like, bloody hell, the noise in there.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. Absolutely. Got Cole here, Matt, saying with Conte's passion at the end, I was off my feet ready to run to the stadium. My God, that most passion I have seen since Pot. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely
definitely.
spot on. Definitely, with as what Matt said there was like with Nuno with his arms like that, and we had stroking his beard all the time. He's like there was no passion, was it? And as what Matt said, he didn't sit down from minute 1 to minute 90. He's like Bielsa. He wanted to flipping change the game so much. He wanted. I think he was counting every kick and every header.
Conte has the same sort of passion as Klopp, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Matt, just going away from this quickly. Do you know what's happened to Lyon the Marseille game? It's been interrupted. They're just coming back out now. Do you know what's going on? What's going on
I
there?
don't know. I'll have a quick look.
They're just going up. They're just warming up now. The players just come back out, and I haven't got the sound up. Just don't know what's going on here. Wayne says I like Mora, but I start with Bergwijn on the right. And do you know what? That's what I did yesterday, Wayne. I had in the starting lineup, in my predicted lineup, I had Bergwijn to start over Mora. I thought he had a good international. He had scored a goal, as Matt said, he assisted well. And to me, I think he is a better player in that position. If you want an out-and-out winger, I think Bergwijn's a better player to me. Richard said I was expecting Kane to score today. I was 100%, and especially when I heard. Go on, Matt.
I don't know. I've just seen something on Twitter. I mean, you know, like when at the end of the game, Conte hugged like every player and the people on the bench. Whether it was just like but I've looked at the pictures of like when he's hugged Bergwijn and Doherty, and they look miserable as hell.
Yeah, Bergwijn, Doherty, I'm not really bothered about. I ain't really bothered about Doherty.
No.
Matt. I'm not being disrespectful on Doherty at all. But Bergwijn,
players who've got some passion, you know.
Yes, and that's the problem, Matt. That's the problem. Conte won't have that, would he? Conte won't have that. He won't have people who's got to have the passion on the bench as well. I mean, he's got the hunger to come on and change the game. So I mean, and Bergwijn just wasn't happy at all, did he? Wasn't just wanting to go home, really, isn't it?
Do you think maybe because he didn't sort of get on? Maybe I just thought maybe after he had a good international break, finally got a goal and an assist. Could he have maybe come on for 10 minutes?
Definitely, 100%. I mean, do you know what? I'm surprised, right? Because any other manager would have bring on a sub at half time and it was going that bad, right? And I was very impressed how he just done it through just a tactical change. How he went to man. I think that was great from Conte. To me, I would have banged more off in the first 10 because even Matt on the 15th, 9th minute comes 60 minute, it wasn't great, was it, Matt? It was a bit more, but Mora wasn't. He wasn't it. I was expecting more to come off for Bergwijn. I think that's probably what it is. He knows he had a good international break, mate, and he's come back thinking, do you know what? I've got a good chance of starting against Leeds, and he didn't get nothing.
Or at least
he must be thinking to himself, Matt, saying,
what do I have to do?
What have I got to do? Yeah. And it's frustrating for a player.
He'll probably get a game in Europe when they'll have a chance. A few of those players will get a chance. That's probably what he's thinking as well. You've got to think about the next game, and there's a lot of games coming. But I do have an update about why the Lyon and is it Marseille game was suspended because apparently a fan threw something at Dimitri Payet and it hit him in the face. So I think they suspended it.
On what minute? On what minute?
4th minute of the game.
No, you're joking.
Payet on the floor after being hit by a projectile, which is obviously like an object or something. Yeah, but it's resumed now, so.
Yeah, I've got it on BT Sport now. They're still warming up. They're just on the pitch. They ain't kicked off again yet. They're just waiting for the Marseille. The Marseille team ain't come out yet.
Crazy.
And Richard says we must have had 60k Boomtown rats in the stadium, Matt. They don't like Mondays either. That's what Richard says as well. Cole says I thought Session looked lively when he come on. Yeah, he did. He I think he done all right when he come on. Simon says my problem with Mora is that he's just not good enough. if he was, then why did we bring back Bow last season? He's starting games by default at this point. Can't fault with Desire and Hart though. Yeah, Desire and Hart. Yeah,
I think
that's
Moore
not
is
good enough.
better. I think he's better when he comes off the bench. You know, when you just need that change of
Yeah, that
pace
little
and
impact,
directness.
isn't it? A bit of pace, isn't it? When people are
Bit like
tired.
a
Yeah,
Defoe about it. I think he's got a bit of a Jermaine Defoe-esque sort of thing about him, where he can come off the bench and grab a goal if you need it. But
and I'm
I
still
think
saying, Matt, he's been played in the wrong position. He's more of a 10 because he is good when he picks up that ball. He drives at people. I don't think he's a winger. I really don't think he's a winger.
no.
But Tom
But
Vickery, he doesn't rate more.
Yeah. No, I don't. You know, you look at his goal record. If that was anyone else, we'd be having a right go at him.
He said you got to just question why the PSG get rid of him so cheap as well, 25 million. You know what I mean? And do you know what I mean, as what Simon said there, you can't fault his design height. You can't. He's got that, innit? He's got it. But
I think he'd be good off the bench. Like I say, I think we need to find someone who's better.
It's a shame Bale's not another 5 years younger.
No. But someone like, apparently Conte wants Lingard on a free. I mean, could he do a better job than Moura in his position? I think he could.
Mate,
look what he did for West Ham.
Yeah.
He scored goals. He scored more than Moura ever has, to be honest. So
was that Lingard's level though, Matt? This is the problem.
I don't know. Well, if you look at West Ham now, they're higher than us. So
yeah, they are us, but I still say by the end of the season we'll be
of a goal threat, he could be better. Maybe, I don't know, but
yeah, absolutely.
I would like someone like Rafinha, but I think he'll be a lot of money. If Watford were to go down, I'd go for that Sarr.
Yeah, that's a quite good one. Yeah, and Matt Richards backing you up here said Pyatt hit with a bottle, son. Wow, why do people do it? 4th minute into the game and you're throwing bottles already.
It's pretty mental in France. Some of the fans they get away with a lot.
They should be netted. Then, like with German football, I think most German stadiums are netted, and it's absolutely crazy. Simon says Nuno was just awkward, even when he celebrated a win or a goal. If you freeze frame, he looks like he's trying to push out a nasty pass. Oh dear. Cheers for that, Si. Wayne says Bergwijn is wasted in the left, more so on the bench. Give the boy a run out and let him show what he can do. Yeah, he needs more minutes. I'd like to see a bit of a run under Conte. I mean, with Bergwijn. I mean, maybe in the end it'll prove that he's not good enough to play under how Conte wants to play.
I think he could be a good wing back. I actually do think he could be a good wing back.
Yeah. Adam saying the same as you, Matt. Bergwijn, Doggett, just look pissed. Yeah. Just.
I don't like to see that though.
I don't like that.
We all need a bit of team camaraderie. You just won a game. Just be happy. You're on good wages. You're playing at a club you shouldn't even be at the level of, in my personal opinion.
Absolutely. Moura frustrates me. He goes on the run, which is great, and has 3 options, and usually picks the wrong choice. Yeah, absolutely. That is very frustrating.
I'm pretty sure Robbie Keane said it, didn't he? He said he doesn't release the pass quick enough. He just hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's what Keno said. Did say that.
That was great having him on today, Robbie Keane.
Yeah, Keno. Oh, that's brilliant. Keno.
He's brilliant. He's a good pundit. That's not biased, but I think.
And Jamie Redknapp picking up Tottenham, saying we can make top 4. He said you're only 4 points off. He said that's reachable. It's nothing that.
It really is nothing. I still think we've got a better squad than theirs.
I really have. I think so, matey. I really do. Overall, I think we have, matey. Richard says, glad to see the back of Doherty. He's poor. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's at a level to play for Spurs.
I do think he'll get a chance at some point.
Richard says, Marseille have every match stopped. Well, they should do something about it, though, Matt, isn't it? If that's the problem, right?
But if it was Marseille, surely the Marseille player didn't chuck something at their own player. I mean, come on.
It must have been Leon, because it's at Leon, so it must have been. Was it a throw-in or something like that, or it must be?
I don't know. I've seen the picture. He's like by the throw-in sideline, and he's
Oh,
just got his
I'm
head.
watching this. Now the players have gone back in. I don't know what's going on here. I really don't know this game. Jesus. Stevie B needs to play over Mora to show what he can do. Doherty, I can't care less. Yeah, that's how I feel. Which says, remember, Van der Vaart, we need a player like him again. Oh, yeah.
Maybe with Bergwijn, he's a bit top heavy still. Maybe Conte wants him to be a bit slimmer and a bit fitter. Maybe that is the thing.
Maybe, Matt. Maybe. Adam says Lingard could do miles better than Mora. I think so. I think Matt's right there. I think he could do better than Mora.
If you can get him on a free and maybe just keep Mora on the bench or flog him, and then maybe put in other areas that we need, I think it'd be a good option.
Richard say he'll take Lingard all day long. I'll take Jesse. He's got more end product. Whereas Lucas, you just never know. But I don't think defenders worry too much about him because his crossing isn't always on point, and he doesn't often score. Cole said, "I would take Lingard. He would be do a great job behind Kane. Bergwijn, Mora are not up to it. I want to see Derek. I want to see more Bergwijn though under Conte because there could be something that Conte can get out of Bergwijn. So Matt, I was about to ask you something. So yeah, overall, Matt. Are the players? Let's go back to this one quickly, Matt. Just get your thought on it. So are the players still just at least just getting used to this different formation now? Conte wants to play. It's hard, isn't it, when another manager comes in and plays a different formation? Do you think we've got the players to play to what Conte, or does Conte just literally just set it up and just hoping they can adapt to it and just wait until January so he can bring someone?
I think the players we have suit a back three because I do think we don't really have a right back and a left back. We have a right wing back and a left wing back, and I think they're good at attacking. Reguilón's not as good at defending, but Emerson's probably better than him at defending. I think you have Ben Davies, who plays for a back three for Wales, left centre back. You know, you got Romero, came from Atalanta, in a back three. Rodon can play in a back three. Dyer seems to suit a back three. Maybe it suits him sort of better. And actually, you know, under Pochettino, when we were in the 16-17 season at White Hart Lane, he actually changed to a three at the back at times and used Danny Rose and Walker as our wing backs, and we got so many goals that season just from crosses and that end in that, you know, just stretching the play, just stretch teams to, you know, till we made breakthroughs. Whether we have in midfield the right personnel, I'm not. I think we can agree. You know, probably not, because we don't have that creative player. But I think people will say you do have it in someone like Lo Celso. You've just got to try and get it out of him what he does for Argentina in a Tottenham shirt. But he has to get a run of games and he has to stay fit. And if he doesn't, then he's got to go. Eric Lamela had the same problem, and eventually we had to get rid. Yeah, but I think you're a professional footballer. I think you should be able to adapt. You're paid a lot of money. And the amount of training you do, you will get used to it. And if he doesn't think you suit the system, you don't play, or you leave in January or in the summer. So yeah, he's not a stupid man. But I do think our defence suits a back three. Not sure about the midfield, and I'm not sure about our front three. I do think Kane and Son good, but I'm not sure about the right hand side.
Right,
there you go. I think that's our missing sort of link, that Lucas Moura position. Someone better who can score goals and create more.
Create more. I'll ask for another defensive midfielder in there as well. A striker, definitely. 100% we need a striker in there. Another centre back. I think At times we did miss Romero. At times today, I think Dyer did do a good job. I don't think he put a foot wrong today, really, Dyer. Tangango's a bit out of position,
I
a bit
think you'll see
sloppy still.
Sanchez. I think you'll see Sanchez a lot more. I thought he was really dominant again when he came on. He doesn't. I don't want to jinx him, but he doesn't seem as rash as he used to be. You know, when he dived in a lot, and he gets silly cards. It seems like he's very good in the air. Like he won so many headers when Leeds tried a long ball. He was all over the bloke, and you saw Conte. He was clapping him, and you know, he was saying sort of. I think he was telling him vamos because obviously he's Colombian, so maybe he speaks a bit of Spanish or whatever, but or Portuguese, isn't it? Possibly, I don't know what language it is, but no, it was good to see. Yeah, but I'm not sure about Tanganga. I think he had his chance there, and I don't think he quite got hold of it because he got subbed.
Absolutely, matey. Absolutely. So out of all that, so who did stand up for you? Are you sticking with Regs for man of the match for you, mate, today?
Yeah, I thought Reguilon was my man of the match. Winning goal. Obviously made a mistake, you know, but he made up for it. But he was up and down that left-hand side so much. Tried to drive us forward. He put in a... I don't know if you remember in the first half, he put in a great ball and the Leeds defender just got a touch on the back of his head before Kane was about to probably head it in. He only needed a touch and it was going in. So, yeah, I do think he was good today. He needs to not be as sloppy like that. Like I say, that the only criticism I have of him is his marking for the goal, and he should have played Emerson through when he was through on goal on that right hand side. It was the easiest pass, and he went for the harder one, or just the negative option. I think he's just got to have a bit more about him and put his head up a bit more. But I think we've got a good left wing back there, and I think Sessegnon will push him if he gets fit. Yeah, I'll go for Reguilon, but there were some good players overall, especially in that second half. It was a team performance, I'd say. That's what won us the game.
Yeah, you go with Reguilon, I'll go with the other one. On the other side, I think both of them were good today. Emerson, he did get down there a few times.
He does. He sometimes
frustrates
you there, doesn't he? When he's one-on-one, he tries to step over and then he just passes it back.
But
I want him to take a player on.
For being a Brazilian, normally Brazilian takes time to adapt to it, but he gets it, Matt. He gets that passion, and you can tell at the end of the game that big fist pump with Conte. It's like he's got it already. I mean, he wants to win. He gets what Conte wants. I mean, yeah. So I'm not saying he's a finished product. Yeah.
You've got to give him time. He's only what is he? 22, 23, I think.
Yeah, he's only young. He's only 20. He's only 23. Yeah. I mean, me personally, I think we got the better deal than that Tommy Arisu. People think Tommy Arisu is a better deal.
Yesterday, he was crap.
It was awful, absolutely awful.
He's not very mobile either, is he? Emerson's quite mobile, and he seems to. I think he's better suited to the Prem.
Oh, it was against Liverpool, but if you're paid that money for a player just going to turn up against the likes of Norwich and Burnley's and that, what's the point of signing these top? You sign these players to earn their gravy against these sort of teams. You know what I mean? And to me, sorry, I don't think he's up for it in a minute. I think if that was Emerson, I wouldn't say he would have a man of the match performance, but I think he'd have done a lot more what Tommy Arisu.
I think Emerson's stats are better overall in terms of like touches on the ball, you know, possession gained.
He wants it, passes. The only thing, he's a bit rash in his challenge. He's got to get out of that game.
He'll learn that. It's a South American thing, I'm pretty sure. And
he loses the ball every now and then. Like his first touch is not very great, is it? But that will probably come. You know what I mean? But he always wants the ball. Always wants the ball. You can see him out on that touchline. Always wants it.
Do you think that's why he plays Moura? Because of the Brazilian right hand side? Because he can sort of, they know each other obviously, then they can communicate. I don't know if that's something
probably
to do with it. Maybe.
Absolutely, yeah. I can see where you're coming from there, yeah. But I think I don't think you can just do that because of the communication between the two. You know what I mean? A bit more. I don't think he was great today. I think he was well out of sorts, me personally. But Simon says here, Matt, wonder what happens to Hill from here on now. He almost
Just
forgot
recovered
a
from
man.
an injury, though, hasn't he? So
Do you think he's got a big part to play under Conte?
I don't know, mate. I honestly don't know. We'll find out Thursday, I'm guessing, if he plays.
Oh, I've seen it now, Matt. Sorry, mate. It's showing the replay now. Wow. Oh, the corner of the eye. Full bottle of water.
That's dangerous, mate. That could take his
Yeah.
eye out.
Jesus Christ, these people are nutcases, isn't it? Yeah. Jesus. Let's have it.
What,
I'll see it one more time. Oh,
Did it have a lid on?
Jesus.
Did it have a lid on?
Yeah. Lid on, yeah. It's just the lid.
Why is that allowed?
the lid
Like, if we go to a game, the lid gets taken
it's
off.
taken
doesn't
off. Yeah. Absolutely. Terrible.
it? Bloody stupid.
But I think Hill's got too much ability just to get rid of. You know what I mean? He's quality. I've seen enough of Hill to say he's got a good future at Tottenham. I mean, it's too early to say yet which level he's going to be at. You know what I mean? But I think with just what we've seen, Matt, glimpses, he's got a great ability, and I think a lot of work needs to be done with him.
He might want to put him out on loan next season. You just never know.
Yeah, I mean, but I hope he gets a real good punt under Conte, because I don't want him to go like one of these Mats, go away and he does flipping pulls up trees at other clubs. You know what I mean? And we're sitting there saying, do you know what? We should have just waited and be patient with this guy. You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe not yet, but could he maybe play where Moore is playing? Could he try it? Could he? He's technically better and he's got a better pass on him. But he's not as quick, is he? But I don't know. I think it'll be an interesting one, but I don't think we'll get rid of him. I think
they're coming back out now. There they go. The game's going on.
He'll work something out, I'm sure. Marseille fans hate
Marseille fans, he knows their own player. Really?
Mate, if that happened to me, I'd be asking for a transfer.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. If we need a creative player.
Yeah. I think the players are so smashed with the lack of self-confidence. They are only starting to get it back onwards and upwards. Yeah, that's a good thing, Cole. Yeah,
self-confidence. Hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? He probably had Nuno for the whole pre-season and then through the league, and he's just not doing anything. And then they had Jose before that, so it's two years of negative football. And maybe it's hard just to turn that switch on, but I'm sure Conte will work it out.
Absolutely, Matty.
Wins breed confidence, don't they? So if you can go on go on some, and not all teams play well all the time, and they still grind out results. So
absolutely. Simon says, surprisingly, I've got to go with Dyer. I think he had a lot of responsibility covering and cleaning up because Yapit was everywhere and not in a good way. What was he doing at the top of the pitch? Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there, Simon. Personally, mate. Dyer man and match for Derek. I thought Dyer was solid today and had a lot to do as Tanganga was all over the place. Absolutely. Yeah, so Matt goes with Regs. I'll go with Emerson. Close with Dyer, I thought Kane had a better second half. I thought no one had a good first half.
It looked like the old sort of Kane. You know, the way he used to hold up the ball and take people on and win nasty free kicks. And he won a lot in that second half. And sometimes, a striker can't always score goals. But as long as they're holding it up and bringing others into play, then that's all you can ask for him. And, maybe he should have played through Son on one of the chances, but he went for goal, didn't he? And it got blocked. But that's confidence. That means he wants to have a go at goal. I'd rather see that personally.
Me personally, that first 40 seconds in the second half when Mora put Kane through, has to score them, Matt. I mean, that's
good save though. It was a good save.
It was a good save, but last season Kane would have finished that, innit? That's going bottom corner, innit? It's weird because he's just come off in touch place scoring 7 goals, so he knows how to score goals. It's weird, isn't it? He's just got that
positive signs there, though, wasn't there?
Yeah, the positive side. He's just got that behind. But the question was today: does Harry Kane need to be sold under Conte to get what Conte wants? How Conte plays?
the hug at full time. I don't know. I think he wants him.
Yeah. No, it's a silly question. We're even like, asking the question. You know what I mean? Like something Harry Kane. But
You look at a lot of strikers though this season. Vardy hasn't scored in 5 games now. Antonio hasn't scored in 3, so he's not the only one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just because it's Harry Kane. I mean, he's international,
exactly.
England's captain, Tottenham's
He'll
vice
get
captain.
going soon. We've got some games where as long as he gets chances, that's and he's working hard. That's I can't ask more from that. If he's like not trying his hardest and sulking, then obviously I'll be like like it was under Nuno. But I think he's been given a bit of. We've got up until March now. No more international break. He will get Harry Kane fitter. There's no doubt about that. He looked tired at the end. He looked really tired at the end.
Absolutely. So there you go, guys. Antonio Conte's first home league win. A very eventful one. First half was diabolical. Second half was better. He got us playing on the press. Was on the front foot. Closing down. Was just looked better all over the pitch for me personally in the second half. And the Conte passion, that's what I loved. The Conte passion, which is going to bring to this football club. You know what I mean? So, it was a win's a win, Matt, isn't it? That's what I'll say. A win's a win, isn't it?
Exactly, that's all you can ask for,
Yeah, absolutely. I think
he'll take a lot away from that first half, and he'll be like, "Look, we can't be doing that again against it's the Premier League. We've got to be on it." But hopefully, a good week of training, maybe some positive news about Ramiro, potential, hopefully. And maybe if we can get players like Lo Celso back and maybe get him at least on the bench, just if you need that option.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as Matt said there, let's hope we can kick on now. I mean, a win's a win, and we'll take anything. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
I can't even remember the last time we went a goal down and won a game, to be honest. So.
Yes, that is true, Matt. That is true. That is absolutely true. But we'll go on next. I think it's, as Matt said, it's Burnley away, isn't it?
Well, Europe Thursday, then Burnley Sunday, 2:00. I think it's not on
Burnley,
TV though.
Is it Burnley away?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it won't be an easy game.
That'll be an hard one. That'll be another test. I mean, the test of character from this team, and this is what I like to test.
Yeah.
Test their character. So
I'm pretty sure it's Burnley and then two home games in a row. So
yeah, I say I've got Norwich coming up after that. I think something like that. So thanks for everyone who's tuning in tonight. Every single one of you. Thanks for Robbie and Vinard coming on, having a chat with us. It was good. It was good to see them. It was good for them to show help for the channel, supporting us. So, as I said, Conte gets his first home league win, and let's hope that's the start of many now, Matt. Go on and climb that table and try and get that top 4 this season. So, guys, thank you for everyone who tuned in. Everyone, thank you very much. Bryce, yes, Bryce, thanks for coming in there, matey. I was impressed with Sanchez and Sesson when they come on. So big up the Bryce there for saying that. So big up for everyone who supported the channel. If you're going out, smash that like, guys. Subscribe if you already haven't. And keep supporting the channel, guys. Me and Matt will be back with the Burnley thing. Matt, I don't really want to do these conference ones unless you want to do them.
I don't mind. Maybe we'll do the Europe ones, but when we get to the knockout.
Yeah. As you get excited in it, only gets exciting ones, yeah. So, the match has been postponed.
Oh, there we go.
So thank you very much, guys.
Friday or Saturday, won't we?
Yeah. We'll do a preview Friday, Saturday with me and Matt. So, but yeah, we'll sort it out. And don't forget, guys, we will be bringing you a Christmas quiz as well coming up. me and Matt will sort out a day, and I'll get that all right, written up and all scheduled. So thanks for everyone. As I said, Derek says great show. Thanks guys. Thank you very much, Derek. Thanks for everyone who's in the chat. So good night. God bless, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Premier Hotspur TV. I've been Simon. This has been our co-host Matt.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
and-
Enjoy the win today. Enjoy match of the day. Enjoy your rest of your evening.
Absolutely. So thanks very much, guys. Good night. God bless. And enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy your week next week, guys. And the little one there from Dietrich Haynes, thank you guys. You're the beast. You're the best, sorry. Thank you, Dietrich Haynes, coming in later. So, good night, God bless, guys. And come on, you Spurs. Come on, Spurs. Come on.
Spurs.